Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of 1990's Represent. We're finishing up our second cycle of 1994 with a game, and on this episode, we're talking about SimCity 2000. One of my absolute favorite games of all time. If I were to make a list of my favorite top 100 games, this would definitely be on it somewhere. I remember playing this just a demo of this for hours upon hours at a time back in 1994 and 1995, playing the version on DOS and eventually moving that into getting the Windows 95 version. Tried to get the Windows 95 version to run on this computer, and unfortunately, it doesn't work. But I went ahead and picked the game up on GOG, so it basically runs through DOSBox, but it runs very easily, very well. The game is still a ton of fun, and like we do in these game videos, we'll discuss the game first, and then we'll get into some of the gameplay for this. But I absolutely love this game. I had the original DOS, the original SimCity, and this basically just improves on it in every conceivable way. Kind of like what a video game sequel should do. Like I remember, unrelated to SimCity, but some of the WCW and WWF games on the Nintendo 64, they put out a version, and then the next year they put out a version that was even better than the original and just added a ton of stuff. And then the next one after that just added even more. And they just kept building off of it. So this one is a huge improvement over SimCity 1. And SimCity 1 is still a really good game. The concept of it is still very strong. But I think SimCity 2000 might be one of my favorite games in the series. I for some reason didn't play SimCity 3000, and I played SimCity 4. I want to say whenever that came out, like in 2004, maybe it was 2003. But I had a computer at the time that greatly exceeded all the system requirements, but the game would still just come to a screeching halt at a certain point. Like I think that depending on how large your city was, once it reached a certain size, it would just the game would become almost unplayable. I think that got fixed in I think it was the Rush Hour expansion. I had never got the Rush Hour expansion because at that point I was kind of done with SimCity 4, just based on how sluggish it got in the initial release. But the SimCity series is a series that I absolutely love. SimCity 2000 still is a lot of fun. The graphics, even though they're dated, they have a certain charm to them. And the game is actually very deep overall. I never was actually really good with the actual politics part of it, where you're setting budgets and creating ordinances and all that. I more just like laying out the buildings, laying out the roads, and all that kind of stuff. So we'll get to the gameplay in a little bit, but I have some notes here about the game. We're going to go through those, and then I'll jump into the gameplay. So just get my notebook open here. All right, here we go. So we're doing this for 1994 because the PC version was released in 1994. The game initially came out on Mac in 1993, toward the end of that year. But it looks like release date for PC at least was February 1994 for DOS. It got ported to a bunch of different systems, including the Super Nintendo, Sega Saturn, PlayStation. I think there was a version of the N64, but I think it required the 64DD, the 64 disk drive. So I think that was kind of like a Japanese exclusive then, because I don't think the disk drive ever came out to the United States. Also got ported to the Game Boy Advance, as well as other PC platforms like Amiga and so on. This is the game, though, I think that really put city building and city management games on the map. Even though SimCity 1 came out, few years before this, I think this is the game where people really started paying attention to the genre. They updated the graphics, they updated the kind of viewpoint, because the original SimCity was just straight up top down. It was still a fun game, but it was very rudimentary in how it looked. This one is a more isometric style. Has much more colorful graphics going for it. And then you have the option to basically like there's different terrain levels now. SimCity One was basically flat. There's maybe water areas, but it was basically essentially flat. This game um, creates like a area with various elevations. You also have access to underground tiles now. Underground tiles being important for like water and like laying down like pipes for like water treatment and stuff like that. So, and the isometric view is still really good. It's kind of like the view that like, I think they've gone with pretty much going forward. I like I said, didn't play SimCity 3000, but it was like that in SimCity 4, and then didn't play whatever the most recent SimCity was. I just remember it was like an EA thing, and apparently it was not very good. But tons of just new buildings in this game as well, like new buildings and building types. Basically, a lot of very differing buildings, but also like really cool context sensitive menus. Like if you click on the power button for like power related items, you can basically be like you would. It has like drop downs to do like power plants, and then if you do like residential zones, it's like do you want light residential or heavy residential, or heavy commercial, light commercial, and so on. The budget and taxes, like all that, the budgeting and taxes stuff was greatly expanded upon as well. In this one, I'm not particularly good with budgeting. I would always kind of cheat and just get a bunch of money just so I could kind of like use the game as a giant sandbox essentially. And I'm probably going to do that when we go into the actual game. I'm probably going to put in one of the cheat codes to get like $500,000 or whatever it is. But also, Will Wright apparently wasn't super interested in starting this, so he actually tasked out, looks like Fred Harlan. Let me bring that up and actually see if the thing is still up here. I think it was designed by, let me just bring the name. Yeah, Fred Haslund and Will Wright are the primary designers on this game. And Fred Haslund initially worked on a prior game to this called A Train, which I haven't played. But that's kind of where the isometric viewpoint was kind of born. They ended up like taking that viewpoint from the A Train game and applying it to SimCity 2000. They did a bunch of research on just various building types. All the buildings in the game are basically were done in like a paint program. I think it was like an EA specific one. But it took them 4 months to just design and do all the buildings in this program. There was two expansions for this. There was the Great Disasters pack as well as the Urban Renewal Kit. Renewal Kit is kind of cool because you could basically have a way to go in and edit buildings. Like you could create your own buildings. It had like a bitmap editor. You could, I think you could also like print them out if you wanted to. If you wanted to like lay out like a city, you had the option to like lay it out and then just print it. I never actually did the printout thing because like the printer we had back when this would have been out was like a really bad dot matrix printer that just never worked. It would always like the little perforator things would always just like tear off and never like line up properly. That printer was completely a pain to use. And then in 2012, the Museum of Modern Art added this to their collection of video games. Like I definitely feel the art in this game is just really really good. And then, like I said, this game essentially kind of put city building games on the map. A lot of city building games that came later with either within the same series or other games kind of like in that style were heavily like heavily influenced by SimCity 2000. So definitely like games like Cities. I think it's called Cities. But a couple other really good city builders that have basically kind of, at least with the most recent SimCity or one of the more recent ones, that wasn't very good. They kind of have taken the baton as far as being kind of like the premier kind of city building games, like City Skylines is what I'm thinking of. But SimCity 2000 definitely kind of paved the way for those games. I had a blast playing this back in the day. Just like I said, hours just sitting down, laying out buildings, laying out roads in like a grid. I have a very whenever I play SimCity, like if it was either SimCity 1 or SimCity 2000 or even SimCity 4, I would always just design roads in a grid system. Like put a building down, have the road go completely around that building, put another building down, road going completely around it, and have it just be completely gridded. I don't know if there's a way to make traffic better, because I remember I would always have reviews that the traffic was bad, but I don't know if there's a way to. I know you can do highways, but I don't really know. And then you have to do on ramps, but I don't know if highways are possible or even feasible if you're just doing a single city. The highways, I think this is the one of the SimCity games, or the first SimCity game, that allowed you to connect to other cities. So like if you filled up one of your, like the area you were working on, you could create another area, save it, and then have roads that connected like city 1 to city 2 or whatever it was. So because you were able to do all of that. Another cool thing with this one is you are able to raise and lower terrain. So if you want something flat, you can basically bulldoze it down and have it be flat. You can lower terrain if you want to do that as well. So if there's like a hill you don't want, you can just lower it. I prefer kind of like flat terrain just to make road building easier. But that's going to do it for this part of the video. Now we're going to get into the real fun of the video, and that's going to be the gameplay. Again, like I'm really bad with the politics of the game and like the financial stuff. So again, I'm probably going to put in a cheat code just to get enough money just to kind of like lay out the city how I want. But we'll be right back with that. All right, and we are back in SimCity 2000. Let's go start a new city here.
Reticulate explosions.
Let's call it Iceville 2050. Easy. Let's see where the money funding is. Don't know if the cheat code worked to get money, but we'll see where we are here. Alright, don't know if the cheat codes are going to work, but let's go ahead and zoom in here. See where we want to start building our city.
Okay, I found this on the web for when to start building our city. Check it out.
So, start with a power plant. Don't love using coal power, but we'll go ahead and use that. Let's do some roads. So there's our industrial area. Let's lower our taxes. Let's do some dense commercial or industrial zones here. Okay, let's get some water in here as well. And here's the underground tiles. So these tiles are then you can connect your pipes to your areas from the water pumps. Get our fire station in there. Add some, let's see, dense residential. So what are we're losing money off of the fire department. Let's see what we... So I don't think it needs to be that funded, so like, let's drop funding a little bit there, a little bit there. We're still operating at a negative though. Drop taxes, drop that. Let's drop everything to 95%. Do some more pipes. And I think that area kind of goes out to here. Get a police station there. So some buildings are already starting to kind of pop up there, which is kind of nice. And the cool thing with this game is just watching the city grow as, you know, people move to it and buildings get built and all that kind of stuff. Alright, so we have some residential areas, we have some industrial. This little chart will say that we probably need more industrial. Right, more pipes. So there we go. And now we need to start getting some commercial areas. There we go. Make sure we get power. All right, get the grid system set up for roads. So we got to do add pipes. And I think we're probably going to build a couple water pumps too. Not pipes, we need the pumps. All right, we got some people finally moving in. Numbers of bigger demand for those. We got, let's see, a fire station. We got that. I mean, budget isn't doing great. We don't have any schools built yet, so let's build a school. And I messed up that road, so bulldoze that area. And let's see, I don't need the road going up there, so let's... All right, so we got some commercial here, some residential here, some industrial there. Do a bus depot. Let's check our advisor. Okay, a pollution ordinance, okay. We'll jump into that in just a moment. Bonds, let's do this. I don't know if I need to do bonds. Okay, low crime, that's good. Fire is good. Hospital, college, and don't come back on funding. All right. So we need a college. What was it? A college and a hospital. So then you can zoom in to just see some of this artwork here. And this is just really amazing, like pixel art. Absolutely love it. There's the church. We got some buildings there. So yeah, I don't know if those water pipes are flowing, but let's go. There's our hospital. So let's see, we got the hospital, we got the college. We just gotta do that pollution ordinance at some point. Don't know why that thing isn't powered, but let's check our pipes here. The water's flowing through those. Let's check our ordinances. Let's do a sales tax. Let's do an income tax. See, where is the pollution ordinance? Population, legalized gambling, parking fines. There should be a pollution thing here. Let's see, safety, parking fines, pro-rating campaign, anti-drug campaign, neighborhood watch. So those will all hopefully come in. Let's see here. Do votes for now. So we have, let's see, our school, we have our hospital, fire station. Probably put some parks in and things like that. They haven't done any parks yet. Well, some more residential right next to that park. Alright, there we go. Got some more of those laid down. Alright, what else do we need? So let's get more residential going. Gonna get those pipes laid out. There's a library, let's get that put in. You gotta be careful when you're lowering terrain because it can make buildings explode. And make water come back up, so that's weird. I say make buildings explode just like that. So let's raise this terrain then. There we go. Let's rebuild the library. Alright. Some more houses built there. Lower demand for commercial and industrial. We definitely need more residential. So those will be residential there. Let's see what we can build. We can build a marina. Let's build a marina right here. Oh, cross shorelines, okay. Still needs power though. But don't really want to do another power plant. Don't know if I have enough money for another power plant. We can do a solar power plant there. Alright, and we're starting to run out of money, so... Alright, so we got another power plant, we got a marina, we got some residential areas filling up there. Yeah, I've never really messed too much with the various taxes and tax ratios. Let's see what we have here. So we got 2,000 people in the population. So the budget isn't great, but so it's been the same percentage. Close that, close that. Now there's a bigger desire for some industrial areas. Oh, I did not mean to do railroads there, but to do roads. So there we go. We're gonna have to kind of drive or build over some hills then if that's the case. Do I have enough money for a stadium? Nope, can't put it there. I like the idea of a stadium right on the water. It's kind of cool. Do I just not have enough money for it? No, so it requires $5,000, which I don't have. Build some parks. We could build the mayor's house if we want to. Don't really want to build that currently. Let's make the lake a little bit bigger. Water shortage, alright. So we have $62 left in the budget. And let's now just turn up the speed to cheetah. So let's see how this city grows. Or if it will. So we're still in the negative here. Raise taxes, unfortunately. Let's go take a look at our ordinances. We do parking fines, we do legalized gambling. Some of those cost money, some of those will make us money. But let's just kick back and watch some of the buildings just change and evolve. Alright, so that will probably do it for now. Unfortunately, I couldn't get the budget sheet to work. I forget exactly how you put that in. But I always have a blast with SimCity 2000. I think the game still looks really nice. The graphics are a little bit dated, but there's charm to them. Especially if you zoom in like that. They still look, I think, really nice. They're all kind of just pixel artwork. But one of my favorite games of all time. Let me see if I can pause the speed here. There we go. Let's just pause that. But again, that's going to do it for this video. We'll be back again in a few days, starting our second cycle of 1995. Really looking forward to that. But again, that's going to do it for now. So thanks again for watching. Take care and have a good one. See ya.